If you're thinking of traveling to Ghana from Nigeria in 2025, then you shouldn't skip this video. Akwaba, welcome to Accra, Ghana. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone that showed me love and support in the Great in Ghana series. If you get to watch that video, please go check it out. I'm going to leave it in the description. I'm going to leave the playlist here. Thank you so much. I had an amazing time. Thank you to my new subscribers as well. I really appreciate you coming to join the family and supporting me. It means so much to me and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing stuff you need to do if you're coming from Nigeria to Ghana, and I'm going to be sharing my Accra, Ghana experiences. You watched my vlog. You saw how I spent each day in Accra. So I'm just here to just tell you how it goes, stuff that you need to know if you're traveling from Nigeria to Ghana, the expectation, the cost, everything, like everything. I have my notes right here so I don't forget any point, and I'm going to be spilling the tea. So I know you're going to enjoy this video, so please give it a thumbs up so it can reach more people. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe. All right, now let's get right into the video. So the first I'm going to be talking about are the documents you need. Honestly, you don't really need documents per se. You just need your international passport or your national ID card. So I watched a couple of videos before I traveled to Ghana, and I heard a couple of people saying you need yellow fever, like yellow card. So what happened was I went to the airport, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. They have a station where the Federal Ministry of Health set up the station where you could get vaccinated and get the yellow card. So I went there and they told me that I was supposed to pay something online, I think 2000 naira, and get vaccinated to get the yellow card. But unfortunately, I was not aware, so I had to pay extra. So instead of paying 2000 naira, I ended up paying 6000 naira because they had to be the one to do the process for me instead of me doing it by myself. And I didn't want to like go back and come back and all of those things. So I just decided to just pay the 6000 naira anyway. But unfortunately for me, I didn't need it. So if you're traveling to Ghana, if you're traveling from Nigeria to Ghana by road, you do not need a yellow card. But if you're traveling by air, I think you need a yellow card. I went to Ghana by road, so there was no need for me to get that. So they didn't ask for that. They only asked for my international passport. There were some people on board that um, use their national ID card. So it's possible to travel by road to Ghana using your national ID card. Now, the thing about using your national ID card is that I think you have to pay um, a certain amount of money at the different borders, because I noticed that when we got to each border, they like separated us. Those that had Nigerian passport, yeah, we were one side, and those that had national ID, they were one side, that's NIN, and their process was even faster than ours. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, you can use both your your Nigerian passport and then your NIN to travel from Nigeria to Ghana. But if I would advise, if you have your Nigerian passport, it's better you use your Nigerian passport because it's going to get stamped, and that would help a lot in your travel history because at every border, our passport got stamped. Now let's go to the road trip. In the road trip, there are a couple of things I want to cover. First, I want to cover the transportation I use. So I use cross country. We traveled in a group with cross country and cross country transportation. And there are other transportation companies in Lagos that travel from Nigeria to Ghana. So if you're wondering, you have to go to Lagos first before you travel like by road to Ghana. But if you're going by air, I think you can go from Abuja or any other airport, I'm guessing. But I went from Abuja to Lagos, and then from Lagos I went to Ghana. I have a whole video where I shared the whole road trip experience. I'm going to link it here and also in the description so you can watch it to get to understand how it looks like. But of course, after you finish watching this video. So um you need to I think other transportations like GIG, GUO, ABC Transport they go to Ghana. So because we saw a couple of them on our way um to Ghana. So we paid 85,000 naira per person for cross country. So depending on the transportation that you're using, I think Chisco goes to Ghana as well. So depending on transportation you're using, you might pay more or you might pay less. But cross country transportation costs 85,000 naira. And they gave us food. They gave us food and water, which was really nice. And the jollof rice was really delicious. So another thing I want to talk about for the road trip is there are going to be different stops, like a lot of stops actually. There are going to be lots of stops like when you're even in Badagry before you even get to each borders, you'll be stopping at different points to check. So in some checkpoints, you might come down, like definitely in each borders, you have to come down, right? But in some checkpoints, you might, come down and they'll ask you a couple of questions in the immigration at the borders. While in some normal checkpoints on the road, you don't need to come down. The driver would just open the door and then the officers will just take a look inside, take a look at our passport. If anybody looks funny, they get to ask questions, search the boots and just to make sure that people coming into the country are not, those kind of people. They want to know that it's safe for us to enter their country. So it's just for safety reasons anyway. But at the borders, you have to calm down and they'll ask you a couple of questions and then you can move on with your journey. Then at each border, at each border, my passport got stamped. So I had stamps from Benin Republic, I had stamps from Togo, I had stamps from Ghana as well. So at different stops, they'll be stamping your passport. So you're going to have. That's why I advise you, travel with your passport so that you can have travel history, especially if you've not traveled out of Nigeria before. So that being said, let's go back to my Ghana experience, my Accra Ghana experience. So getting into Accra, I got in late, got in at night around past 10 thereabout, and it was pretty late, but it was beautiful to see. The city was lit up. Accra is a country capital, so it was really beautiful to see coming into the country. The roads were okay, they were nice. It was a lovely experience getting to see Accra for the first time at night. And I traveled during the festive season, so it was really beautiful to see. And yeah, I showed how it looked in the vlog. Yeah, I'll keep referring to those vlogs because you need to watch it to understand more about what I'm saying. So during the daytime, I noticed that the place had lots of graffiti, like lovely designs on the road, the walls. So I noticed that many places in Accra had graffiti, like in their bridges. So it was really beautiful to see. Everyone was decorated, both during the day and night. It looked really beautiful. And the infrastructure, of course, looks beautiful as well. Beautiful buildings, tall buildings, there were lovely hotels around, lovely places. Like it was really beautiful to see, the roads, the scenery was just beautiful overall. Accra is beautiful. In my opinion, I think it looks like Lagos in a good way, in the sense that when I was there, I didn't feel like I was somewhere different. I felt at home. I felt like I was still in Nigeria, honestly. I think Accra is a place that I think I can live in. Like, I can relocate to say I'm going to relocate and live in Accra because the place is really beautiful and it doesn't feel like I like I'm outside, like I'm in a foreign place, right? Because it looks like Nigeria. So if you're coming into Accra, you'll feel at home, you feel very comfortable. Yes, the language might be different, although they speak English, obviously, but they have their languages, so you might hear their language here and there, but it's pretty much you pretty much feel at home like I did because I had like a good time in Accra. The people I met were really nice people. There are stereotypes about people in different countries, different places, but I did not meet any stereotypical kind of person that would say, okay, the Ghanaians that I met, they were lovely, they were accommodating, and I love their language, although I don't understand it. I love their accent as well. So there was this experience I had at the border, at Ghana border, the border between the Togo to enter Ghana. Yes, I think they're Ghana immigration guys, and they went to ask me a couple of questions. So he asked, "What is my surname?" So I was like, my son name is. He was like, send name is sent. Like the way he said it was very funny. So we had a really good time, and then we were like, oh, the way you pronounce the way you guys pronounce your this thing is different, and we just laughed over it. So right from the immigration, I felt very comfortable. Immigration guys were lovely. They were they were receptive, they were laughing with us. I thought it would be all strict and why you here and stuff like that. So it was lovely to see amazing people there. So yes, there are really nice people there that I met. At least they were really nice. Then for the currency, if you're at the time when I went, the exchange rate was 100 naira to one Ghana cedis. So I changed my naira a couple of times. I think I changed naira like twice because the first time I changed 20,000 naira to 200 cedis. Then later I changed more. So brace up. Our currency is not so great. So you may be thinking you're coming with like 100K. Mm, it's not as much as that when you come into Ghana or Accra, like because of the exchange rate. And then I saw that they had coins. I can't remember when last I saw coin because we don't longer use coin. So in Nigeria we use naira notes, but in Ghana they use coin and they use notes as well. So I had to learn because at some point I would be asking, what is this one? They say it's 1 naira. What is this one? They say it's 50 kobo. I was like, why? How do you know? Because I think it's either the 2 naira or the 1 naira. I can't remember. It's not really written on the coin. So I would ask, how do you people know this one is this particular one? And then it's funny how I did not really know how to use the coin until the very last day. The very last day when I was leaving, and I needed to spend all the CDs that I had. So I was like, okay, what is this one? And I used it to buy stuff. So yeah, you see coin, they use coin, they use notes as well. And if you're coming from Nigeria, come with enough cash so that you can have a good time. Accra was not really expensive, but to be honest, because of our currency, it was just ridiculous. Nigeria currency is not really good, so you may not flex as much as you would flex if you're in Nigeria with naira. If you get what I mean? So I want to talk about their plantain chips. If you get to Accra and you see all those people selling plantain chips on the road, please buy it. Buy the ripe plantain chips, not the unripe one. It is amazing. I love it so much. When I was coming back to Nigeria, I bought 9 extra. Yes, 9 extra, and I had like I think I had like 4 or 3 on my way, and then I had to bring some back to Nigeria. So it was really, really nice. So you should look out for that. Then in terms of accommodation, where we stayed, I had a vlog about it. I did a tour. Where we stayed, we paid about $70 per night. So, but there's another place we stayed later on our last day. I didn't vlog that part, and that place costed, I think, it's either $50 or $60 thereabout. So, from my research, if you want to pay for accommodation, like in a really decent apartment, like a decent place, somewhere that's comfortable, somewhere that has electricity, has water, has Wi-Fi, has Netflix, everything. You should be budgeting from $55 upward because it's not that cheap. Yeah. And I think staying in an apartment like Airbnb, it's even more, you have the more you have more experience about the place than when you stay in a hotel, my opinion. I'm not saying you shouldn't stay in a hotel, but and then I think it's a little bit cheaper than some hotels. So consider checking it out. I watched a couple of videos and people say they got their apartment from booking.com. You can also check on Instagram, but mind you, if you're going to any apartment, you should read a lot about it and also seek for referrals so you don't end up staying in an apartment and having a very bad experience your first time there. So the apartment we stayed had Wi-Fi. So if you're going to be in the apartment throughout, which is unlikely, you need to get a SIM card, to get internet. Like I had to get a SIM card. I got a SIM card for 50 cedis, which in naira is 5,000 naira. I know it's ridiculous, and I paid 20. Is it 20 cedis or yeah, I think I paid 20 cedis, 2,000 naira also to get data, to buy data. So you cannot, if you're coming from Nigeria, you cannot use your normal bank app to buy airtime because they use like different networks there. And I think the one I used was, is it, I can't remember the name. Is it ITEL? Uh, to be honest, I can't remember the name. I'm going to check and leave it on the screen, but that's what I use. And the SIM already came registered, like pre-registered. You don't need to register it. But I think if you're using networks like, if you want to buy networks in Ghana like MTN, you would most likely need to register and go through all the process. So the SIM card is just easy. You can get it in the Ghana border. Just get the SIM card and then use it. So whenever you're leaving your apartment to go out, you can have internet on your phone. That's what I did. Then at some point where the data finished, I had to find a way. Thankfully, we had somebody with us that had been to Accra before, so we found a way to get data. And mind you, their data, you might be saying, oh, you got just 2 gig. Their data lasts better than the one that we have in Nigeria. Anyway, because I started using the unlimited the unlimited. So I started using unlimited internet. I have a video on that. Check it out. I'm gonna leave it in the description as well. So, but then the normal MTN, how they used to swallow people's data, Airtel, how they would just see, it's not like that. I used 2 gig for an extended period of time. Like I was shocked. I used 2 gig for like 2 days or 2 or 3 days. I think 3 days, yes. And I was doing a lot of things. I was downloading, I was on different platforms, like, and I was editing, uploading different things I was doing with just that 2 gig before we got back to the apartment. And it stayed. But I can't say the same about the one we have in Nigeria. But anyway, it was a very good network or service provider, and I enjoyed using their network was good as well. Then in terms of transportation, if you're thinking of transportation within Accra, they have Uber and they have Bolt, just like the way we have in Nigeria. And then you can like um request for different like whatsoever. If you want comfort, if you want standard, whatever, you can request for that as well. But I noticed that the experience that we had there, the cars were the ones that we ordered were really little, and it was just cute and funny to see. They were really small cars, and I think I saw those type of cars when I was in Ibadan. So it was really nice to see. But then I got to find out that they have other regular cars. I think it's just coincidence that those particular ones were the ones that were just available the time we ordered, and or they were just the ones that when we ordered, they accepted the right first, stuff like that. But then there's Uber, there's Bolt, and depending on where you're going to, it's almost the same thing in Nigeria, paying maybe as much as maybe 20 CDs, that's like 2,000 naira, to maybe 50 CDs and above, that's like 50 to 5,000 naira, that's 50 CDs and the rest, right? And then the weather in December, because I went to um Accra in December. The weather is very beautiful, nice weather, not too hot, not too cold. And then the water too is good. I didn't react to their water. It was really nice. I didn't need to use Dettol. The water was beautiful. In fact, my skin was glowing. If you check my videos, you will see my skin was really glowing the few days that I stayed in Accra. So yes, the weather is good. So in terms of souvenir, you can buy stuff like African souvenir in Accra. I got this one. I actually got this one from Togo border, this one, and I got it just 3,000 naira. Okay, let me not say just because the amount they told me, but I had to beat it down and I got it 3,000. It's so beautiful. So they have like different places that you can get of it, and you basically see them a lot of places like around the place. You see bracelet, you see hand fan, you see clothing, you see bags, you see shoes, stuff made African print. You find them a lot. When I went to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, there are lots of them there as well. So, which brings me to my next point. You can visit quite a number of places when you're in Accra. The reason why I went to Accra was for a conference, so I was not able to see as much places as I wanted to see, but I was able to see little places I was able to see. I loved every part of it, and I wish I could see more. So I visited the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. I visited the Black Star Square. I also saw the Labadi beach. So those are the 3 places I saw, and yeah, we recommend these places because they're really nice. I have a detailed video of how much we paid, entry fee, and all of those things in a detailed vlog. I'm gonna leave it up here and in the description, so you go watch it. If you've not watched the whole series, you should watch it because you will enjoy it, and then you get to learn 1 or 2 things and basically have expectations when you're coming to Accra. So yeah, there are other places too you can see. I recommend you checking Google, checking social media to see places in Accra that you can visit so that it can be more memorable. But remember, some of these places are not cheap, so you have to pay entry fee. But then I think it is worth it to an extent. It's worth it. You get to learn more about the place. You get to have fun, and most importantly, to be nice to also travel with your friends or your family because solo travels are lovely. They are nice, but it would be nice to go in a group. You have more fun. You have more enjoyable experience. Not that you won't have when you go on a solo date, but when you go with a group, you have really good, you have a good time. So yeah, that is it for this video. And if you're wondering if it's safe to travel by road from Nigeria to Ghana, it is safe. In my experience, it was safe for me. We didn't have any issues whatsoever, and we traveled during the day. I can't say the same for if you're traveling by night, but during the day it was really safe and it was okay. So yeah, that's pretty it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have questions, I would be happy to answer them in the comments. Do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.